In other news tonight, a federal judge has blocked drilling on more than 300,000 acres of Wyoming land, ruling the Bureau of Land Management.
The beauty of the Grand Tetons draws millions of tourists and hikers each year, but few people can afford to live there.
I'm designed to be more an executive, running $15 billion and managing 70 people. I learned
Wyoming is one of the biggest states in America, but it has the smallest population. The population is just over 500,000, which means the entire state has fewer people than many cities. You can drive for hours in Wyoming and see more open land than towns or houses. This may seem surprising because Wyoming has so much to offer. It has Yellowstone National Park, Grand Teton, wide open skies, and some of the cleanest air in the country. Tourists come from around the world to visit these places every year. But once the trip is over, they go back home, leaving the state almost as empty as before. So why does such a large state remain so quiet? The truth is that Wyoming has real challenges. Its land is beautiful but harsh. Its winters are long and cold. Its towns are far apart with limited services. Jobs are not easy to find unless you work in mining, energy, or ranching. In this video, you will learn the real reasons why almost nobody lives in Wyoming. We will look at its geography, its history, its economy, and the daily life of people who choose to stay. Before we get started, make sure to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you will always be the first to watch new videos that uncover the hidden sides of America. Quick facts about Wyoming. Now that we understand how empty Wyoming feels, let's look at some quick facts about the state. Wyoming is the 10th largest state in the United States by land area, but it has the smallest population of all 50 states. Just a little over 580,000 people live here. To give you an idea, that is fewer people than in many single neighborhoods of New York City or Los Angeles. The state capital is Cheyenne, which is also the largest city. Yet even Cheyenne has fewer than 70,000 people. Other cities like Casper, Laramie, and Gillette are much smaller compared to big American cities. Most of Wyoming is made up of open land, mountains, plains, and wide skies. It is famous for Yellowstone National Park, the first national park in the world, and for Grand Teton National Park. Both bring in millions of visitors each year. The state's economy is based mainly on mining, energy, and ranching. Coal, oil, and natural gas play a big role, and Wyoming is also one of the top states for cattle and sheep. But outside of these industries, job opportunities are limited. So when you put all of this together, you see a huge state with very few people, very small cities, and an economy that depends on only a few industries. These facts help explain why so few people live here even today. Harsh geography and climate. One of the biggest reasons so few people live in Wyoming is its geography and climate. The state is beautiful, but living here is not easy. Much of Wyoming is made up of mountains, high plains, and dry land. This means farming is limited, and only certain crops can grow. Water is not always easy to find, especially in the wide open plains. The winters are long and very cold. In many areas, snow can fall for months, and temperatures often stay below freezing. Roads can close, travel becomes hard, and heating costs are high. For people used to mild weather, this can make daily life uncomfortable and even dangerous. Summers bring the opposite problem. Some areas are hot and dry with little rain. The land can feel empty and harsh, making it difficult to start new farms or build large towns. On top of this, Wyoming is far from major population centers. There are no huge cities nearby to bring steady business or large numbers of people. Many towns are hours apart, and traveling long distances just to find services like hospitals or airports is common. So while Wyoming's landscapes look stunning to visitors, the same landscapes make life challenging for people who try to live here full-time. This tough geography and climate is one of the main reasons the state has stayed so empty. Historical background, harsh geography, and tough weather are not the only reasons why Wyoming is so empty. History also plays a big part. From the very beginning, this land was never easy to settle. For thousands of years, Native American tribes like the Arapaho, Shoshone, and Cheyenne lived here. They adapted to the land by following the seasons, hunting, and moving as needed. But when European settlers began arriving in the 1800s, life here proved to be extremely hard. The land looked open and inviting, but farming was difficult because of the dry soil and short growing seasons. Many homesteaders who came hoping for farmland ended up leaving after only only a few years. The long winters, limited water, and isolation pushed people away. Even when the railroads arrived and towns began to grow, the population stayed small. Wyoming became a state in 1890, yet it never attracted large numbers of people compared to nearby states like Colorado. Industries such as ranching, mining, and later oil did bring workers, but these jobs were often temporary and could not support big populations. Over time, Wyoming built a reputation as a place with wide open land and very few people. While this makes it unique today, it also shows why the state never developed into a crowded or highly populated area. Economy and jobs. History shows that Wyoming never had a large population, and the state's economy is one of the main reasons it has stayed that way. Unlike other states that developed a mix of industries, Wyoming depends heavily on only a few. The largest part of the economy is energy. Wyoming is the top coal-producing state in America, and it also produces oil and natural gas. Mining and drilling bring in money and provide jobs, but these jobs often rise and fall with the price of energy. When prices are high, work is steady, but when they drop, people lose jobs and move away. This makes the economy unstable. Ranching is another important part of Wyoming. The wide open land is good for cattle and sheep, and the cowboy lifestyle is still strong here. But ranching does not create many jobs, and it cannot support a large population on its own. Tourism helps too, with millions of visitors coming to Yellowstone and Grand Teton every year. But most of those jobs are seasonal, like hotel workers, park staff, or tour guides. Once the tourist season ends, many of those jobs disappear. Outside of these industries, there are very few options. Wyoming does not have many factories, tech companies, or large businesses. This means fewer opportunities for young professionals, families, or college graduates. Infrastructure and isolation. Another big reason why so few people live in Wyoming is the lack of infrastructure and the feeling of isolation. The state is huge in size, but has very few major roads and highways. Driving from one town to another can take hours, with nothing but open land in between. For many people, this distance feels too great and too empty. Airports are small and limited, which makes travel in and out of the state more difficult. Public transportation is almost non-existent, so owning a car is the only way to get around. This can make daily life more expensive and less convenient. Healthcare and education also reflect the small population. There are good hospitals and schools in larger towns like Cheyenne or Casper, but outside of those areas, options are limited. Many rural residents must drive long distances just to see a doctor or attend school. This sense of isolation is one of Wyoming's most defining features. While some people enjoy the quiet and space, for many others it feels too remote to live comfortably long-term. Culture and lifestyle. Culture and lifestyle also play a big role in why Wyoming stays so empty. The state has a strong cowboy tradition and a way of life that values independence, hard work, and self-reliance. Many people who live here enjoy wide-open spaces, outdoor activities, and a slower pace of life. But this lifestyle is not for everyone. For people used to city life with shopping centers, restaurants, and entertainment close by, Wyoming can feel too quiet. The small towns have limited choices, and nightlife is almost non-existent. Community life is close and friendly, but it is also very traditional. This can be welcoming for some, but others may find it difficult if they are looking for more diversity or modern opportunities. In the end, Wyoming's culture makes it appealing to a small group of people who truly love the outdoors and the quiet. But for most Americans, the lifestyle feels too limited, which helps explain why so few people choose to live here. Modern challenges. Even today, Wyoming continues to face challenges that make it hard to attract more people. One of the biggest issues is the economy's heavy reliance on energy. As the world slowly moves toward renewable energy, Wyoming's coal industry is shrinking. This creates uncertainty for jobs and the state's future growth. Another challenge is healthcare. With such a small population spread over a large area, many communities do not have enough doctors or hospitals. People often have to travel long distances for medical care, which can be difficult, especially in emergencies. Education population is also affected by the low population. Schools in small towns may have fewer resources, fewer teachers, and limited programs. Many young people leave the state to attend college or find better opportunities, and many of them never return. On top of that, Wyoming struggles with keeping young workers. With few high-paying industries outside of energy and tourism, it is difficult for graduates to build long-term careers here. These modern challenges make it clear that Wyoming's population is not likely to grow quickly. Instead, the state continues to remain one of the quietest and emptiest places in America. Why some people do love it. Even with all of these challenges, Wyoming is still loved by many of the people who live there. In fact, for some, the very things that keep others away are what make it special. The wide open land, the clean air, and the quiet lifestyle create a sense of freedom that is hard to find in crowded states. People who enjoy hunting, fishing, hiking, and outdoor life often see Wyoming as a dream come true. The small communities also bring a sense of closeness. Neighbors often know each other, and there is a strong spirit of independence and support. For families who value safety, space, and peace, Wyoming can feel like the perfect place. Some people also love that Wyoming is not overrun by traffic, noise, or fast growth. Life moves at a slower pace, and that is exactly what they are looking for. So while Wyoming may never be a state for everyone, those who love it often would not trade it for anywhere else. Wyoming is one of the most unique states in America. It is large in size, but small in population. Harsh geography, a tough climate, limited job options, and modern challenges all explain why so few people choose to live here. At the same time, those who do live in Wyoming value the peace, the space, and the freedom that the state offers. In the end, Wyoming shows us that not every place is meant to be crowded. Some parts of America will always stay quiet, open, and wild. That is what makes Wyoming different, and in many ways, it is what makes the state special. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about Wyoming and want to see more videos that explore the hidden sides of America, make sure to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring you more content just like this. Until next time, take care and keep exploring.